Brought to you by Total War Warhammer. Colossal battles, addictive empire building, hundreds of hours of strategic gameplay. Order now and get Chaos Warriors free.
Hey guys, I'm Dave and welcome to your Warhammering in 2 minutes. This video is totally brought to you by our total friends over at Total War, a game series that has been firmly rooted in the realms of realism until now. Back in 1983 when Warhammer was created, it was played in the tabletop, using painstakingly painted figures and a rulebook about as thick as an orc's skull. Come forward 30 odd years and all those painted figures are now computer rendered hordes. So whether you're a Warhammer fan or not, I'm going to show you how these guys can make up some of the biggest armies in the Warhammer universe, so you can start marching your orcs and vampires off to victory. Total War Warhammer is based on the 8th edition of the long-running tabletop hobby, and with over 30 years of lore to draw from, the game features tons of unique and vastly different races. But the big players who you need to know about are the Empire, the Dwarves, the Greenskins, the Vampire Counts, and the Chaos Warriors. The Empire is your classic kingdom of men, complete with knights, cavalry, men in shiny armor, and funny-looking hats. But with the addition of badass Imperial wizards and men that ride into battle on the backs of demigriffs. So all that supernatural stuff aside, just like real men, these folks have a fear of things that go bump in the night. Except this time, those things are real and only a few days' march away. The Vampire Counts are, you guessed it, the undead. Vampiric lords and necromancers lead terrifying armies of zombies, skeletons, and vicious monsters that spread corruption across the old world. The dark powers these guys wield can even raise the dead, turning any army they defeat into more mindless infantry to send against their enemies, as their vampire rulers feast on the living. Although even the hungriest vampire might think twice before sinking their teeth into a stinking orc. Greenskins is the umbrella term to describe both the brutal orcs and the cunning goblins. These absolutely barbaric savages want nothing more than to fight, scrap, and brawl with any race that dare stand against the Green Tide. Or, if they're really bored, they'll just fight amongst themselves, like squabbling children but with muscles and giant foul teeth. They pretty much hate everyone, but they really hate the dwarves. Tinkerers and weaponsmiths, these short bundles of muscle often stay in the mountains underground, amongst all of their dwarven tech. Little legs aren't much good for running, so they are the slowest and most defensive of the bunch, and probably also the grumpiest, as anytime someone slights them, they write it in their big book of grudges, so they make sure to remember to get revenge. Yes, they're that petty. And the baddest dudes of all the bad dudes are the forces of chaos. Men and beasts that have been warped by the twisted powers of the dark gods into foul forms of their former selves. A roaming horde from the corrupt wastes of the world, whose only goal is to raise the world in the name of their masters and usher in the end times. So that should prepare you for all the coming wars ahead. And yes, before anyone asks, there is an actual Warhammer, it's this. A few years ago, people loved to make fun of me for painting Warhammer, but now look how far we've come. Sure, people are still making fun of me, but there are plenty of awesome Warhammer games. For more on Total War Warhammer, make sure you keep your eyes open for Lucy's reality check and The Gist with Jess. And if you want to nerd out with me, you can find me on Twitter @ArregularDave. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.